music. And let's see here.
Welcome to the midnight tide, where shadows whisper, darkness hides. We're diving deep into the unknown, on a journey you're not alone. From haunted halls to specters lost, we'll guide you through the eerie frost, with tales that chill and spirits roam. A freaking awesome paranormal show. Ghostly whispers, ancient tomes, mysteries in haunted homes. Brace yourselves, it's time to go. The freaking awesome paranormal show. The freaking awesome paranormal show. Ghostly whispers, ancient tones, mysteries in haunted homes. Brace yourselves, it's time to go. The freaking awesome paranormal show. The freaking awesome paranormal show. Welcome to the midnight tide, where shadows
Let's
whisper, darkness hides. We're diving deep
this.
into the
Oh,
unknown,
no.
on a journey you're not alone. From haunted halls to specters lost, we'll guide you through the eerie frost, with tales that chill and spirits roam. The freaking awesome paranormal show. Ghostly whispers, ancient tomes, mysteries in haunted homes. Brace yourselves, it's time to go. The freaking awesome paranormal show. The freaking awesome paranormal show. Ghostly whispers, ancient tomes, mysteries in haunted homes. Brace yourselves, it's time to go. The freaking awesome paranormal show.
The engine is starting up. Three, two, one.
Is there anyone here that would like to communicate with us?
Putting a dip in your hip, a glide in your stride. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe, with shows throughout the week. Everything you want, everything you could need. From the paranormal to the supernatural, from the spiritual to the unknown, from emotions to comedy. You can find us at Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and so much more. This is R.I.F.T Nation Network, the RNN. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
Sensitive/offensive content disclaimer. Please note that this podcast may contain material that some listeners may find sensitive, offensive, or disturbing. We strive to create respectful and informative content, but topics discussed may include mature themes such as violence, explicit language, or controversial subjects, triggering content including discussions related to mental health, trauma, or other sensitive issues, explicit language. Occasionally, our guests or hosts may use strong language. While we aim to handle these topics with care and empathy, we encourage listeners to exercise discretion If you find any content distressing, consider skipping or seeking support. Remember that this podcast is not a substitute for professional advice. If you need assistance, please consult a qualified expert.
An awesome paranormal show.
What is up, freaks? This is Ryan,
This is Rhonda.
and apparently this wasn't the first time you see him at this beautiful face over here. Because but this is just it's been one of those days.
It
One of
has.
those days. I don't know if it's a snow or if like there's some retrograde shit going on right now, but it's been just a blur of a day.
It has. It has. I blame it on the snow.
Yeah, I think it is. It's like our minds don't know how to handle it. And I thought we were going to get a ton more snow. The way they were talking, like I don't know how much you got over there, but there he is.
Hey.
Say hi.
Hi.
Hello.
He's excited. We went out in the snow earlier
Dad?
today. Yes.
Did you not see?
What?
Not see on the comments?
No. Did you comment on there?
No.
Oh, well, I can't read. I'm not reading them right now, but let's see. Oh, let's see here. Nope. I don't know. What the
Making sure
hell?
we've got it right.
There he is. There's Agatha's on. Yay. I got her on.
You see the unicorn?
Oh, yeah. That's you. Okay. That's one. Okay. Yeah. He's commented. The freaking awesome paranormal show. That's RJ.
Okay. I
On
thought that
on
was
the,
you. Okay,
on the
cool.
show there. Well, thank you.
No.
That's awesome. So, yeah. He's been home all day and he's had, I don't know, cabin fever or something. Cause he's been just like a mile a minute. Usually when he's home alone, not home alone, but when he's home, usually when he's home alone, usually when he's home, he's a lot more subdued. He'll be on his tablet or watch TV or stuff like that. But today, man, it's just been so. Yeah, it's been a day. And then like earlier, right before the show started, for like the last hour, I've had just like a lot of energy. Like, just I don't know where it came from.
Yeah.
I drank coffee earlier, but it's way earlier, so I should have worn off by now.
No, I'm actually glad it happened. Like you said, it's just been a weird day. At like 4 o'clock, I'm working, I'm doing my thing, and I'm like, what's happening? Everything's really slow.
Yeah,
Then everything was gone. And then it came back for a split second, and then it was really slow. And I'm like, uh-oh. So I checked, and Comcast was like, yes, we are having intermittent issues in your area. So this is 4 o'clock, and they're like, we hope to have you resolved by 7 p.m. And I'm like, I wasn't feeling confident with that, with the amount of ice that's falling out. Something was falling outside about that time. I'm like, really? And then 2 hours later it said they were working on a repair, and I'm like, really? Are you really? Are you just saying that? But so then of course I had some things. I worked till probably an hour ago, just doing things I would have needed to wrap up on before my internet went out, because some things just can't wait till morning.
yeah. I mean, I think it's just one of those days where I just couldn't get a grasp on it. You know, it's just like
What a mess.
some days you can take control of. This was not one of those days, you
I
know.
agree.
And I'm
I
just like,
agree.
all right. Hopefully, I will be decent by 9 o'clock tonight.
It's all of that. I don't know when you have a snow day, it's just like it feels like a Saturday, but it's not.
Yeah, it really does. And I miss the snow days when we were kids, when we go out and not care about being cold and just
Yeah,
enjoy the snow. But like RJ was looking out the window, it was like freezing rain. He wanted to go outside because he saw some like a kid and his mother outside. And I'm like, no, it is too wet. It's freezing rain outside. I went outside to help Angie go because she's staying at her aunt's house tonight. Went outside to get her car ready for it. And my thing was all wet and stuff. I just got it dried. I'm like, no. If I was younger, I'd be like, fuck yeah, just go out there and just have
yeah.
a good time. If there was a hill or something we can go sliding down, I probably would have done it. But
I don't know if anybody's going out late tonight or probably early in the morning. It might be good because here I would say we got about 3 inches, and then so I had looked at it on my Jeep, which is parked right outside, and I looked out just a little bit ago before we got on here, and it's like snow encapsulated in ice. So it would
yeah,
be really good sledding before it gets warm in the morning because I think it's supposed to warm up some. So I
we had
think
a
early in the
really
morning you might get some really rocking sledding in.
we had a really nice hill behind my dad's house. Like my dad's driveway is just a long, long hill, and we used to. I took Rihanna out there a couple times sledding. The last time we had really good snow, but I mean, I don't even consider this a really good snow.
No,
It's you know, I wouldn't even call it a decent snow.
no,
It's just covering up shit.
yep.
Teresa took the day off.
I wish I could have, but
Took her
alas, no.
granddaughter sleighing.
Oh, I bet that was fun.
Yeah, I love sleigh riding or sledding. I guess sleigh riding would be with the horses and stuff,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
I have never done. I would love to live in a place where you could go sleigh riding and it be a thing.
yeah, yeah,
You know, or just have one winter where it's like just snows all the time, and we can get all
yeah.
the snow stuff out the way.
We couldn't go sleigh riding with a horse, but not that I'm admitting to any adventures, but we did have a few times where tubes and etc. was hooked up, maybe behind a truck.
Oh no, yeah, exactly. If hypothetically, there was this truck and there were these tubes behind it, but you would know nothing about that.
Nothing about that.
Yeah, no.
Nope.
I heard
We
allegedly.
know nothing about that.
Yeah, I know nothing about that.
It's just a rumor I heard that happens in the South sometimes.
Yes, yeah. But again, no firsthand knowledge about
No
this.
firsthand knowledge.
Yes, we that's classified information that we don't need to talk about right now.
Nope.
Plead the fifth. Anyways, welcome to the Freaking Awesome Paranormal Show. We are part of the R.I.F.T Nation Network. And if you get bored, if you have nothing else to do, and you just feel like just pushing that like and subscribe, or like and subscribe, not the same button, two different buttons. Like them both, subscribe to it, and yeah, you'll be able to see our incredibly interesting conversations we have at the beginning of the shows about random stuff.
Yep.
About how our days went and all that stuff. You know, I think I know why this day has been the way it has.
Uh-oh.
Because
what kind of day is it?
It is. I just want to take this time to wish everybody around the world in the universe, because I know we're big on planet Zargon. We are huge. The Zargonites love us. I want to wish everyone a very happy extraterrestrial culture day.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, we as humans, why do we?
What is that?
I think someone's giving like freaking subliminal messages here.
Uncharted realms. Uncharted realms.
Uncharted realms.
Hey, maybe it's the ETs
Yes, that's
talking
fun.
about
It's
their culture.
they're talking about the uncharted realms that is their culture. It all comes together
Yep.
here,
Yep.
and we on the freaking, you know us. We're very open to all different cultures. There's Argons, the Minigons, all these different aliens coming down to watch our show, and I know they tune in every night.
You know
It
they
might
do.
be
They are
longer to get
waiting.
there.
Yep.
Yeah. So welcome everyone to the Freaking Awesome Paranormal Show. Happy Extraterrestrial Culture Day to all aliens up in outer space and down inside the earth who joined the show. Thank you. And don't forget to tune in to Uncharted Realms starting at the end of the month, only on the Rift Nation Network.
I think it's subliminal messages that Howie's putting out there. Subliminal. Subliminal.
Speaking of Mr. Howard Odell, I want to thank him for making our awesome background here.
Mm-hmm.
It looks great.
I love it.
Yes. Renee Cody shared us out for you.
Thank you, Renee.
Happy Extraterrestrial Culture Day to everyone in the chat as well. I know it's a big holiday for you guys. So
Teresa said close encounters of some kind.
yes.
Whatever kind.
There may be a planet made all the maple syrup out there. And the aliens are just walking around waffles and they take baths in maple syrup. And for those waffle aliens, we say welcome.
Take us to your leader.
Yes. Take us to your waffle leader. They have an encore going wars with the pancake people on the other side of the planet.
All right, let's do I'm going to do a quick run through of everybody. Hello, Paul Fowler and Kelly Carell and Z Sun Dragon, which is Kevin. Let's see who else we got in here. Courtney Nicole, Peggy Sells, Kristen Coleman, Lost Souls Paranormal, Agata Rozicki, Lisa Marie, Robert White, Michael Brooks, Ashley Herndon, Shonda Brooks, Keith Ottersberg, Teresa. I got Renee, John Sullivan. I got everybody.
Speaking of John Sullivan and you and everyone in the FPRI family,
yeah.
I after the show we had last Tuesday, I couldn't get enough of FPRI. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get in my car. I'm gonna drive my ass up to Belgrove Plantation, and we're gonna have a little bit of investigation up there.
Yes, we
I got
did.
to hang out with John L. Sullivan out there, and I got to hang out with you. I got to learn the secret of the donut holes and the fluff.
I mean, you cannot go wrong with donut holes and fluff.
No, you can't. It
We
was
even learned that other things can go in fluff. You can literally dip anything.
Well, I mean, we may have to test that. We'll get one day. We'll do a show. Okay, we'll get the weirdest shit, and we'll get a thing of fluff, and we'll eat it, and we'll do a taste test.
Not a bad idea.
And we'll see, can we really dip anything in fluff? Because it's not going to be usual stuff. I'll tell you that much right now.
I'm not going to say who, but let's just say ham was tested.
That was
Ham was tested.
Dennis who did that.
Nope.
I'll say who.
It was not
Who
Dennis,
was it?
but it was proclaimed good.
It wasn't Gene, was it?
Huh?
It wasn't Gene, was it?
Nope.
Who else was there? Michael? I'm just gonna go through the list of people. That will take all day. We did some table tipping. That was fun.
That was your first experience with that, right?
Yes, I definitely enjoyed that. I put that shit on everything. I thought that was maple syrup. Maple syrup and fluff. Maple syrup
That
flavored.
could be a
fluff.
combination.
That That would be a combination. That
Fluff
would
on your
be.
waffles with maple syrup.
Oh my gosh! Wow, that is like a heart attack waiting to happen.
No, but what you did learn about FPRI is we do eat.
Yes,
There are snacks, lots of snacks.
you gave me. Definitely think for the investigations at the cabin. We ought to have. But it's hard to do for a public investigation because there's so many people.
Yeah.
To have that lot of. Do you guys do that on Publix too, or
We usually have a few things. I mean, we have a couple things, some of it's just for us, but like we usually have enough. We have a couple of oddity things like that out. But mostly we do usually have chips and maybe some candy bar, like little candies
okay.
and and waters and things like that. But if it's a smaller group, do some fun stuff.
Look right there. Maple fluff invented today. See, we coming together.
Maple fluff
I mean,
on
this
waffle.
could be a thing. And it'd be like maple fluff. Where'd that come from? The freaking awesome paranormal show. We are just where ideas are born here.
Hey, the donut holes with fluff came out at like 2:30 in the morning on an investigation. We had donut holes, we had fluff, and it was like, I bet that would be good dipped in fluff. And what do you know? It is.
Someone had to put chocolate and peanut butter together to make it happen. So there you go.
Right. I'm glad you had fun.
It was fun. And you know what? I'm loving FPRI so much. We're going to have them back in 2 weeks.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
They're coming back on the show. We're going to do a Freaking Awesome Paranormal Show reacts to FPRI's evidence.
Yes. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be awesome. You do me a favor, read some cards, let the people know how to live their lives while I go see what RJ wants, and I'll be
okay.
Right
Yep. All right, let's see what the cards say for everyone for this week. Gonna go check it out. Right, Nathan? He needs not be putting down summer. Look what happened. Look what happened today. We get a few days sprinkled in of some really, really nice weather. And then, boom, it's back. Let's see. All right. Okay. This is an interesting card. It says, in the world, not of the world. You've got like a mermaid in there within the waters. Let me see what I think this one means for everyone. In the world, not of the world. Okay. I believe as I look into this one, I think in the world, not of the world. It kind of flows with a lot. We've had a theme this month. We really have had a theme. And for me, when I tap into this card, I think it means not letting the rules of the world kind of confine you. I think sometimes, dreams seem so big and thoughts seem so big and they seem so not of this world, like we could never get there. But we're in that world and we see people do it all the time. So I think this card is just reminding us that in this world, there's nothing too big, too small, too impossible. I think we see that a lot in the paranormal. Like, don't say never and don't ever think you know everything. So I think it's always to remember that no matter who is maybe trying to take the wind from your sails or tell you can't do something, anything is possible as long as you put your mind to it and you want to make it happen.
Just gotta believe in yourself.
If you want to be a mermaid, you can be a mermaid.
I mean, that might take some work.
I mean, but if you think about it,
more than belief in yourself.
See, I'm going to hit you, naysayer, Brian. I could go to the circus or to the fairs, and I could be the lady that sits like in the back in a little mermaid suit that makes me look really tiny and wave at people all day. So I would be a mermaid.
I would come to that circus. The when you
So see,
look
if
at
you
the little
want to be a
peepholes
mermaid, you can.
and you see the mermaids and the half man, half monkey, half monkey.
Yes.
You know,
So
I would pay the I would pay the extra to
it's
see
like
you.
even though it's not of the norm, we say there's no mermaids of this world. If I want to be a mermaid, I can make it
Okay.
happen.
Yeah, you're welcome.
See,
I had to assure RJ there are no monsters in the house tonight.
no
Was there?
monsters. It's too cold for monsters. They're frozen.
Yeah. I sprayed the monster repellent spray earlier while he was in the bath, anyways. But
Yeah.
yes, you guys.
Did you see what Nathan put? He said, "Don't be putting down summer again, Rob."
I know who Rob is.
But Ryan won't do it anymore after this winter.
No. Until it's summertime and I'm hot and I'm miserable.
When it's
Then I feel
107 and 100%
Yes.
humidity.
You may have to remind me of that because by the time August gets here, I may renege on that and on offer there. Let's give a paranormal shout out to Hans Holzer, who is often called the first American paranormal investigator.
Yep.
He is known for investigating the Amityville Horror House, coining the term ghost hunter using psychics in his investigations, and advocating reincarnation and past life regression. So Hans Holzer. You know what? I'm going to try something out here. Something I've never done here. See, this is Howie's better at this than I am. I didn't know what these things are labeled as. I was gonna do clapping, but I can't figure it out, huh?
There's something good to do for art and craft with this.
Well, come over here and say. So I'm gonna be talking to you.
First, you set this, and then it'll be super cool,
Yeah.
If you move it, it shines.
Yeah, there's that little hologram there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do it. We'll do a show arts and crafts with RJ.
Yeah.
We'll stream
That'll be fun.
Just not right now.
1 minute. I did have to do it.
Okay, go ahead. All right. So I was gonna do a clapping, but I have no idea where the sound effect is.
So it doesn't say clapping.
It says studio audience applause. So here. I need to add some more sound effects to this thing. So a new word, our 1940s slang term, we're going to go with licorice stick, this is completely random.
It's not a licorice stick.
Licorice stick. Yes. No, it's not. Licorice stick does not mean licorice stick.
What does it mean?
Clarinet.
I have never heard that before. A clarinet.
Awesome.
So RG's pulling cards for us too.
Yes, he's pulling Pokemon cards for us.
Who is our Pokemon of the week?
He's a Pokemon of the week. Where's the name of it? This is what it looks like right here. All right. I'll remind you what happened. Thank you, Nathan. I appreciate it. You know what? So 2 weeks ago,
yep,
we had Dana Marie Vollmer on the show. She wasn't feeling good, and it's been 2 long weeks, and we got to have her back.
We got to.
We miss her so much. Let's bring her back onto the show. Dana, here we are. Boom.
Woo-hoo.
Welcome back.
Hi.
Hope you're feeling better.
I am feeling so much better. That virus was brutal. It held on for a month.
Yeah, you were feeling pretty rough, and I'm glad you were able to come back on the show and join us for some tarot cards. So what exactly what is the point or the purpose of reading tarot? Is it to tell the people what they need to hear, or what is your purpose when you read tarot? What are you looking for?
So, like, that's a good question because when I do tarot, it's more of like life path advice. Like some people think that tarot is going to predict the future and they're like, "Oh, no, no, I don't want to know my future." Does it give you somewhat of a glimpse into the future? Maybe a little bit, like especially like I like the Celtic cross spread a lot, and that gives you a glimpse into like a little bit of the future, but not so much to where you can't change it. Especially with my particular style, I kind of show you, I use it as a like a guiding to show you what path you're on. And I think as you'll be able to tell the way I read it, it shows two potential paths because there's your goal and there's the outcome. And I use the goal and the outcome as two potential paths to where you're going, like what you want to be and where you're going and how you could potentially, hello, Teresa, where you could, like what the potential is for the situation. Whereas some people use different spreads and they'll like get different outcomes, but I'm just very comfortable with the Celtic Cross. I create my own spreads too.
Yeah.
Sometimes I literally just have a full table full of cards, kind of like the Lemoran cards. It all depends on the situation. Sometimes I'll read the whole deck if I have to. But I more like to give life advice and I'm more focused on things that deal with emotional healing because that seems to be like my niche. But I'm not really big on legal advice and I will do love readings, but they're uncomfortable.
That would have been good. Good for Valentine's Day. Like if we had to put it out there,
We'll get your love reading.
Yeah.
But there's
if you're not comfortable with it, it's
someone that like you're involved with a narcissist and they're never gonna love you the way that you love them, or like you fucked up and they're never coming back. And I can be brutally honest in a tarot card reading, but there's something about that like I just hate telling people, or like that they're cheating on you.
Oh yeah.
Like if I can see in the cards like they're cheating on you, like they've got like there's someone else in this party, like you better start, like I don't want to say snooping phones, but you better start like opening your eyes. Like I hate causing people's reality to crumble.
Right.
And I feel like in a love reading, you can crumble somebody's reality a lot quicker. I feel like in a love reading, you can crumble somebody's reality a lot quicker than in any other reading.
Okay, well, maybe that would be great for a show. I mean, that could cause some soap opera stuff happening, but probably not the best thing for. But I can see why you would not want to go down that road with someone.
Yeah,
you don't want to be the bearer of bad news.
And then there's always the what if you're wrong?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing is, at that moment, we have permission to tap into whoever our sitters is, their energy and their guides and things to help read these cards. We don't have permission or to be tapping into whoever they're asking us to tap into. So that starts to me crossing some lines too. I think the most you can do with a love reading, and I'm with you, Dana, 100%, is actually give them guidance on what they need to do to bring maybe more love into their life, or what they need to heal to make that situation easier. But it's really, it's complicated.
It's so complicated. And then like I've done love readings where I'm sitting there and I'm like, what did I get myself into? Like,
because then they start asking questions, and they're like, and you just keep getting, going deeper and deeper into the hole. We're like, okay, well, I know this much, but I don't know everything about what's going on.
And then I've done just regular, like I've had people ask me for a general read, and that intuition kicks in, and I look at the general read and I look at the cards, and it turns into a love reading, and I'm like, you're in a love triangle, aren't you? And they're like, yes. And I'm like, this isn't going to go the way you want it to go. I'm just telling you right now. Like one of the person that you're leaning towards is not the person that you want. And and they're like, oh, and I'm like, yeah, it's actually the one that you don't think you should be with that like is the one that the cards are saying. And I'm like, I'm just reading the cards. Like you're the
Exactly.
human being. You're the one that has to make the choice. Like this could change. This is just the reality in this moment. If I read your cards tomorrow, it could say something totally different.
Right. And I think that goes too with that free will, because anything that comes out of the cards, and I agree, I feel they're more life advice, but anything that comes out or any advice we give, if you don't follow that advice, or if the card says, oh, you need to go left when you leave here today, and they go right, you just change the whole dynamic of what can happen.
Yeah. And then that means if you got the same exact reading tomorrow, you're going to get completely different advice.
Yep.
And it's like, well, you just said yesterday, well, you went right instead of left. Now it's a completely different circumstance.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, because every choice you make changes the outcome of what the cards say. It's all like suggestions. These aren't like, okay, this is how you need to lead your life, except when Rhonda reads her card, then that's how you should lead your life. But
even with that, when I do general reads, I'm always like, if it resonates with you, take it. If it doesn't, let it be.
Yeah.
So, as far as readings tonight are concerned, what are you looking for?
I'm looking for general messages. I don't want to get too involved because I want to try to get a couple readings out.
Okay.
And it's kind of crowded in here right now. It's funny because like I know Rhonda can tell, so I'm always like, Rhonda, can you tell? But it's
people with you.
It's kind of crowded in here. It feels very crowded in here. So I'm hoping that I can give everybody a chance.
Okay.
Peek through the cards. And if I can't, then like, dude, I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. Tell them we said hi. Hope they're.
Your grandfather says hi, by the way.
Oh, hey, Grandpa. And hopefully, they'll let you focus on what you have going on. My friend Agatha is on here, and she messaged me and she asked me if she can get a reading. So I'm gonna go and ask you to give her a reading.
Sure. Let me ask you a question, Agatha.
Now she's blind, so I don't. Hopefully, she'll be able to respond. But
all right.
I'll just voice the text, so I'll keep an eye out for her message.
I was going to ask how direct she wants her message, but this deck feels like it's going to be pretty down the middle tonight, so we'll just go with this deck.
I hate that when I pull out a deck, and like tonight I had a deck out and I pulled it out and was like, nope, it's not that deck tonight.
Well, amazing how you can feel that.
Not that one today.
That's awesome.
In honor of the Philadelphia Eagles.
The Phillies, that was baseball.
Yeah,
right?
Well, no, it's my deck. So
nice.
In honor of the Philadelphia Eagles winning the Super Bowl, I'm going to have to read with this deck for a little bit.
Ryan, I'm grabbing, as people are saying they want to read, I'm grabbing their names and writing it down.
Okay. It looks like Teresa and Kristen so far.
Yep, that's what I got. Hi, Dawn.
What's up, Liz? Hey, Sean. Hey, Kristen.
Hello, hello. Thanks for joining in.
Thank you for joining us. Just a general card reading, a little bit of everything, I guess.
Yeah. I can go through Celtic crosses pretty quick. I read them so quickly.
Ashley Herndon wants one too.
Did you grab Shonda as well?
Yeah.
Nathan.
So Agatha. Agatha's going through a lot. She's crossed. She's got the grief crossed by the Knight of Swords. And I feel like she's kind of stuck. Because I feel like normally I take the Knight of Swords as more like, I feel like the Knight of Swords is like rushing energy. Like, she's crossed by grief, but it almost feels like she's turning her back. She's turning away from something, or like she's like lost, like that type of grief. Like, I feel like she has physical and emotional grief, but I also feel like she has unconventional grief as well. And that there's a lot of things rushing at her, and that those two things are crossing each other. And it feels really heavy. And I feel like she has a lot of goals, especially when it comes towards independence. But right now she just feels so blocked towards that goal of independence. I feel like there's something really heavy weighing her down, almost like she's going through a depression. And when I look at the past and how the past has affected where she's at right now, she's ended a painful cycle recently. And even though the painful cycle was ended necessarily, she doesn't feel as though it was ended necessarily. It almost feels like she's given up. And this feels like depression to me, honestly. And she's also got the moon, but the moon's reversed. And I feel like instead of it being like trust your intuition or the light in the darkness, it feels like just this heavy weight of darkness. And then when we look towards the future, it looks like I'm hearing that there's something in the past that she's holding on to very tightly. And I'm hearing that she needs to let that go. So I don't know if maybe there's like therapy or something that she needs to start. Or if there is something that she physically needs to let go. Because I'm also hearing something about money. But I'm feeling like there's something that she's really holding on to. And I'm also getting a theme again about independence. So I don't know, because I'm also getting that someone is depending on her. So I don't know if she can't be independent because someone's depending on her, or like if she's just got a lot on her plate. Like, it's hard when you're doing a blind reading, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's it's gonna be basic stuff. We're not gonna solve everyone's problems on a stream.
Where she's standing right now is that it almost feels like she needs to learn when to pick her battles.
That's good advice right there.
Yeah. She needs to learn when to pick her battles, because it's like there's some things right now that she's fighting for, but those battles have already been won, or those battles are already over. So we need to just learn to walk away. How she's affecting the world and how the world's affecting her right now. Health, wealth, financial, the things of the earthly realms, like money, health, finances, that's coming to her. But the thing is with the Knight of Pentacles is that comes slowly. So don't expect that to come rushing in. That could take about a year or so. Now, her insides, like, I feel like she's a little like frustrated and worried, and like she's constantly looking over her shoulder. That could cause a lot of anxiety and a lot of sleepless nights. But if she can this cycle that she's in, this hump that she's going through, it's going to end, and it's gonna end with a lot of her just sitting on her throne with the Queen of Cups. And she's going to gain a lot of emotional empathy and a lot of insight. So she's going through a tough time right now, but she is going to come out of it. And I feel like either her or someone in her household needs therapy. And seeing that Queen of Cups, she might be an empath, so she might be picking up on people's problems that aren't her own.
Hopefully that helps, Agatha. And hope that'll help you gain some like insight into what's going on.
And then if Agatha wants to put out any input, she can feel free.
Yes, but we need to let's move on to the next person, which is
Teresa.
Teresa. That's right.
Okay. Can we just pop her so I can see her picture?
Yeah, good idea.
Teresa or
Teresa.
Yeah.
All right, because it just has OSPI.
Oh, okay. That's all right. I can work with the name, but I like seeing pictures.
Our Canadian connection, Canadian correspondent.
Half of my paranormal work is reading pictures.
I mean, I can send you a picture on, Facebook.
It's okay. All right.
And say Agatha, that definitely helped a lot. I have definitely understand a lot of what she has said to the 10th degree. I fully get what she's putting out. I am in the bath.
Oh, thank you so much.
So
I'm glad I could help you. All right. So Teresa. Well, I feel like right off the bat, Teresa doesn't mince words. She is very upfront person, and she's going through a lot of changes right now. She's the King of Swords. So that right there, she's got air energy. She doesn't mince words. She's very smart, very quick, but she's crossed by the Tower. So she's going through a lot of changes, but it doesn't feel like the type of Tower moment where, oh my God, my whole life is falling apart. What the actual fuck? It feels like a more subtle Tower moment where there's just a lot of changes going on. And they're big changes, but it's not cataclysmic. It is kind of drastic, but it's more subtle. Like when we think of the Tower card, we think of the terrible Tower. This seems like less terror, but it's still Tower. What we're going for is the goal is to have more of the King of Cups energy. So we want to be wise. We want to be empathetic. We want to be able to stand strong on our own. We want to be able to just sit in our power. The things that have led to, she's really hard on herself too. Like it's not fair how hard she is on herself because it looks like there was a partnership in the past that led to her just being really hard on herself and not celebrating herself the way she needed to. It's almost like she poured herself into this partnership and now she's almost like doesn't pour into her own cup anymore. It's weird because like everybody says that the Lovers is like the Lovers, but like I don't know if this is work, if she like poured herself too much into work or a friendship, but she poured herself into a situation too much to where she stopped celebrating herself and she doesn't know who she is anymore. Or at least she's feeling like that loss of identity. And then now we've got the future where again, we're holding on too tight to something. I don't know if we're holding on too tight to money, if we're having money troubles, or if we feel or if there's the illusion of it, or if there's the illusion of like a health issue. If there's a lot of stress and anxiety, which is causing muscle aches and muscle pain and chest pain, because that could be part of it too. But we're holding on and we're just not letting go. And I feel like that if we let go, that we would be able to just breathe easier. We're also getting currently right now, well, okay, so this makes sense. We're in the end of a cycle. We're in a painful ending right now. And that's kind of leaving us to where we're just like battle worn. We don't know if we should be sleeping or if we should be standing guard, and we're just tired. And mentally, we just kind of keep going back to like the good old days and like nostalgia, but we're still like, even with this, we're not filling our own cup. And the outcome could go either way. If we fill our own cup and we take time for ourselves and we really, really invest in some self-care, then we're going to have full badass Queen of Sword energy. If we don't do that, then we're just going to be tired and exhausted, and it's going to feel like it doesn't end. So my biggest advice in this situation is really we just need to invest in self-care. And I'm not talking about bubble baths and massages. I'm talking about the brutal self-care, like that self-honesty and like that self-transformation and that shadow work.
Yeah, shadow work. I was about to say that.
Yeah. Hopefully that makes sense.
Who's next on the list there, Rhonda? Is it Kristen?
The next person is Kristen.
All right, here is Kristen's picture.
Okay. All right. Let me shuffle this deck up good. I hope that helped, Teresa.
You're right on point there, Dana, from Teresa.
Just remember, you are more important. You are important and you matter. And I feel like you don't hear that enough. You matter more than you realize, and you're more loved and cared about than you realize. And you just need to take time to invest in yourself.
I think we all need to take time to invest in ourselves.
Yes.
We're gonna go past the 10 o'clock hour.
Good.
You can't be out here too late because I can put Rihanna. That was old. I can put RJ to bed. I wish I was still putting out Rihanna to bed. I miss those days.
Oh,
Does he have school tomorrow?
All right. So next we have, so we're trying to manifest something from the earthly realms. We're trying to manifest money, health, wealth, happiness, things to that effect. I always really tie these cards to money, but I feel like maybe we're trying to just manifest a happy household and stability. I'm really feeling stability here. So that could be money. This could be a happy household. This could be buying a new home. And I feel like this is taking way too long because we're crossed by the 9 of Wands. And it's exhausting. Now, the goal here is to have the energy of the Knight of Wands and to have things just moving forward, but we're not getting there just yet. Can you manifest me some money?
Kitty.
But we're not, and that's the goal. Now, the past that's kind of got us here is we're not trusting our intuition. So that's why we're not moving forward the way we're supposed to. We're not trusting our intuition. And when it comes to giving people what they deserve, you're too trusting. So you keep giving people second chances who don't deserve second chances, and situations and scenarios. Instead of cutting them out of your life, you're not cutting them out of the life. That we got judgment reversed. So I feel like you're just too trusting. So all these situations and like people or jobs that you should have been said no to or should have quit, or people in your life that you shouldn't give second chances to, that you've given second chances to. You're going to be able to manifest new relationships that are going to help you on your way. That's going to come in the future. Don't worry though, because those people that you're going to cut out of your life, I just had to pull this card up here because, Eagles won the Super Bowl. Justice is coming. So even though you're not cutting these people out of these lives or jobs out of your life, they're going to cut themselves out, and you're going to be on your way. And you got the 3 of Pentacles coming your way. So there's going to be a lot of good partnerships and a lot of time and ability for you to show your skills and get yourself out there to create the life that you want. Now, internally, I feel like you're more in the dark when you need to look in the light. You're more inside your head. You're more inside your anxieties, and you need to get out of that, and you need to start looking in the light. And I would say maybe start meditating, or it's so cliche to say think positive, but I would start just with like simply just meditating on manifesting things, or just like writing a positive affirmation and keeping it in your wallet and reading it several times a day, just to get like out of your head and into a more positive mindset. In the end, your strength is going to come through. So that's a very positive read for you.
Yeah, there you go.
It's up to you guys. Whenever you feel like you want to cut me off, you can cut me off. I've got a couple more in me if you want.
We've got how many
I put RJ to bed, so
we've got 5 more.
Doesn't have school tomorrow, so.
All right, we got Shonda Brooks next.
All right.
No school.
Not even a virtual day?
Not even virtual day. He goes to private school.
Ah.
So, but it's not an invitation to stay up all night either. I'll
Right.
be after this is over.
We adults, we look for reasons to put ourselves to bed early.
Exactly. I had a ton of energy when the show started. Now I'm just like slowly going downhill.
You got to crash.
Yes. The melatonin tea is doing its thing.
All right, so now we got Chandra.
Yeah, Shonda Brooks. Let's see if I see her on here. There we go. That work? Woohoo! There we go.
All right. All right, so Chandra. We're working on money. Or not money. I'm going to say stability. I like to use stability when I'm dealing with the Pentacles, because with money and with health and with wealth and with happiness brings stability. So we're working with stability. We're trying to learn. We're trying to manage. We're trying to get a grasp on it. That's usually how I associate the pages. We're trying to get a grasp on it. We're trying to learn. We're very eager. But we're crossed by a lot of anxiety. So I feel like you're in a situation that is keeping you up at night. You're very stressed out right now. And you're stuck in a situation that needs to end. You know it needs to end, but the problem is the universe knows it needs to end too, so it's sending in the tower. If you don't make the change, you've seen the signs that things have to change, and whether it be fear or comfortability or just not knowing how to make the changes, whatever the reason was, you didn't make the changes, and now the tower is going to come through and it's going to make the changes. Now the tower is going to come through one of two ways, and this is going to be up to you. It's going to be that subtle tower that I talked about earlier, where everything is just going to start changing around you and it's going to suck, but you're going to get through it. Or it's just going to be like a tornado just ripping through your life. If you start to make some of these changes yourself, then it'll be a little bit more subtle. You actually have control right now of how much the tower is the tower. So that's the good news. What led you in the past is you've actually, I'm hearing childhood. You had a male and a female figure from childhood that were, one was very, very sharp with his words. He did not mince his words. It was almost like he was just flat out mean and stern. And the other, just the woman had a bad temper. And like, I feel like that kind of created a lot of anxiety for you. And that anxiety is why you don't want to make the changes that you need to make. And I could be totally off here. But it's just what I'm getting. And I see you having to juggle a lot of things in the future, but don't worry, you're going to get through it. Currently, right now, it's showing that you feel like you're a little bit left out in the cold, like you have no support. But I'm hearing that you have a lot more support than you realize. It's just that they're not it's not in the places that you would think to look. You're having a hard time manifesting your words. You're having a hard time like reaching out and asking for support. You're having a hard time. Okay, not with childhood. Okay. I knew I was wrong as soon as I went there. So it seems like you're having a hard time manifesting words right now. And I'm wondering if that's just because of the anxiety. But I see in your mind that you are manifesting. You're trying to manifest what you want. There's just a little bit of a blockage. So I would say just revamp your approach. So whatever you're doing to manifest it, you just got a little bit of a blockage. So I would say try some meditation or get some Reiki or something to just remove that blockage. If you can kind of calm your anxiety and your overthinking and remove that blockage for your manifestation, you're going to fall in the full Queen of Swords energy and you're going to be able to speak your mind. Oh, and I wasn't wrong. I was just off with the childhood. Thank you. It is so hard to do blind readings.
It's not exact science.
No.
You know, that's what, people need to realize that,
When I literally have spirit guides and a name and maybe a photo to go off of, it's so hard.
Yeah.
It's definitely beneficial to be in the person's energy.
Yeah. But I like to do this because then it assures me that I actually have a talent and that I'm not like schizophrenic. The voices are real.
It's good to have reassurance.
Yes.
And so far, you've been pretty spot on with your readings.
Yeah, and it's funny because like people tell me I should charge or that I should charge more when I do charge. But I feel like the people who get my readings are the people who need my readings. And I don't want to price anybody out that needs a message.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because that's not fair. Like, that's not fair. If my spirit guide really wants to give someone a message, they should be able to get a message. Oh, you're welcome, Chandra. All right, who's next?
We got Nathan.
I'm not doing a love reading. No love readings.
We went down that road.
There we go. There's Nathan.
All right. I cannot bridge shuffle, so I'm so glad the camera doesn't show that.
Yeah, we just assume that you know how to shuffle, which we can't see.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Someone's got a busy mind. Very, very busy mind. Like, very busy. Always in there, like, just very busy. The thoughts don't stop. So I've got the Ace of Wands. So we're really driven. We're really driven to work towards our desires. And it looks like we have a lot of options, but we also got to be careful about fantasizing as well. The goal is to start a new journey with the Fool, which, by the way, I love this card. So, you know,
The Philly Fanatic.
yes. Nice. So the goal is to start a new journey and to follow your own bliss. And I can see that you're like definitely, you have a strong desire to do that. The things in the past that kind of lead you to where you are right now is, I feel like because you have a busy mind and you're so driven, you don't celebrate your small successes. And you also have a little bit of an issue with control. So I don't know if it's an issue with control where you let other people control the situation too much, or if you constantly need to be in control. I'm wondering if it's like you need to control things a little bit too much, and that may maybe sometimes get in the way, or maybe causes you like anxiety. Maybe a little bit more of causing you anxiety, but don't worry, because everything's going to come full circle. The cycle's going to end nicely for you because we got the World here. Currently, it seems like you're in a tower moment yourself, but you're kind of blocking it. So I would say just let the chips fall where they may, because it's going to happen whether you want it to or not. It just depends. If you fight it, then it's going to be worse. So just kind of go with the flow. You have to release control, because the universe is going to do what the universe is going to do. Right now, you might kind of feel like you're left out in the cold, and that could be because of the whole control thing. I don't know. And mentally, it feels like everything's coming at you so hard and so fast. And with you having such a busy mind, I can definitely see that. But if you can just take a breath and slow down, I feel like I feel like you're the type of person that needs a vacation day. I feel like you're the type of person that needs to take a sick day and just be sick, because your sick days aren't for actually being sick. Your sick days are for going to this, doing something for someone, or like just relax. Take a vacation day, just veg out and play video games, let the chips fall where they may, because if things keep going where they're going, then you're just going to be stuck ruminating, and you're not going to be able to see the opportunities that, because this card is supposed to be right side up, and this person's only focused on the cheesesteak in front of them, and they don't see all the options that they have. You want to be able to see all of the options in front of you and not be stuck in your head. But right now, your mind is so busy, but you're also so busy and you're focused and ruminating on one thing because everything's coming so hard and so fast. If you could take the time to just breathe and veg out and remove yourself from whatever situation you're in, you're going to be able to see everything going on so much more clearly.
I love that it has cheesesteaks.
You can make me hungry.
That would be really good right about now.
You have to
Those
come
will be delivering in the ice.
Pizza shop cheesesteak. None of the Pats, none of the Geno's. Just a corner shop pizza shop cheesesteak.
Oh man. See, I thought Pats and Gina's was the thing.
No, that's the tourist trap.
Oh.
If you want to go to a tourist trap, go to Tony Luke's. It's the best from all of them. But if you want a good cheesesteak, you have to go to a regular corner store.
See, yeah, we are sending subliminal messages now. Everyone wants to sub.
Yeah,
Nathan wants to sub now. Yeah.
All right. Well, we've got 3 more. Are you down, Dana?
I'm down.
All right. So the next one is Ashley.
All right.
See, Teresa with maple syrup.
With
That's the
maple
Canadian
syrup.
special, right there. Steak and cheese with maple syrup on it.
Hey, I would even do that right now. Mix my sweet with my savory.
Ooh, that might be good.
Might be good.
Angie bought bacon with cinnamon toast crunch dust on it. We're gonna try when she gets back.
I saw that at the store.
I might have to do with it. I'm gonna have to do a YouTube video of
it.
Actual taste test. Cinnamon toast crunch
That
flavored
doesn't
bacon.
sound bad. You know what I actually tried the other day? Dr. Pepper Slim Jim.
How was that?
Tasted like barbecue sauce.
That would make sense.
They've got that Dr. Pepper sauce, barbecue sauce at Sheetz, which is really good.
Tasted like barbecue sauce. I was like, all right. Okay. So we've got the Ace of Pentacles crossed by the moon. And so again, we're trying to manifest stability, but I feel like we're stuck inside of our head. The goal is justice. But I feel like right now the idea of justice is a little bit distorted. So we kind of need to figure out what the justice is that we want. So I feel like maybe we need to work on a little bit of mental clarity to see what we want. The things that have led us in the past is we definitely have problems with leadership. The Hierophant usually talks about religious, like it usually talks about like religious leaders. Sometimes it can talk about marriage. Sometimes it can talk about people in power. It all depends on the card itself, but I'm just going to say leadership just because it's general reading. So it looks like there was someone in a leadership role and that we were having issues with, and it was causing us to juggle too much. And that kind of put us where we are right now. So maybe that's where we're kind of like sitting there, like wanting them to get what they deserve. But, or maybe not. Maybe justice is you getting what you deserve. That makes more sense to me. but we need to decide what it is that you deserve. So I think that maybe we're a little confused on what it is we actually deserve right now. Once we decide what we deserve, then we're going to go ahead and get that. Right now in the future, I see you working really hard, but we don't have the confidence in ourselves right now to be working really hard independently and not giving a shit about what anybody thinks. If we can work on our confidence and kind of decide what we deserve, then we can have our own business. We can work on our own dreams. We can do whatever we want, and we cannot worry about what other people think. Currently, I'm wondering if there's a little bit of anger that's going on within you that's just kind of sitting there brewing that needs to be dealt with, because we've got the Queen of Wands reversed and she's got a lot of fire going on. I feel like there's a lot of things that need to be said that aren't being said, that need to be addressed, and whether that's worked out in therapy or whether that's just going the hell off on somebody or just addressing that fiery side of you, even if you just release the anger by going out and going to the bar and shooting the shit or just hitting the dance floor. Like, there are emotions inside of you right now that you just need to get the hell out of you, because otherwise you're not going to be able to figure out like what it is that you want, because they're just sitting there brewing. Currently, you have the upper hand on the situation. You just don't see it right now because you're dealing with certain things. Internally, you are manifesting your words, but it feels like you don't know what to say, even though you do know what to say. And the outcome is the Knight of Swords reversed. So I feel like once you burn off this extra emotion and figure out what it is that you deserve, that everything that you are, once you figure out what you truly deserve and you burn off all these extra emotions and get them out, that you're going to be able to articulate everything and just, I don't know why saying own your own business came out, but you're just going to be able to not give a shit on a level and articulate things on a level that you never even thought possible.
See, own your own business sounds like it's like a double meaning. Like it's like taking control
Yeah.
of your life, owning your own business.
Yeah.
Rather than
Or
owning a
even like
physical
if there's
business.
like a side hustle that you wanted to have.
Yeah. Yeah. But you got to take control of your life and just make it happen. Own your own business. They put that on a t-shirt.
Welcome.
Hey, you know what? There is something coming up that we can't talk about.
We can't talk about it.
We'll talk about it, but she'll be owning owning something. What we call a tease in the business.
Next, we've got Paul Fowler.
I want to thank you again, Dana. On my way home, take care, Ryan and Rhonda. See you next week. See you on Thursday. We'll be back here Thursday night with our freaking awesome playlist.
You're welcome, Teresa.
We're gonna be back here Thursday night, so listen to 70s music and drive safe on the way home.
Who's my next one?
Paul Fowler.
Okay. Do we have a pick or just a name?
Yep, let me put him up here. Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay. So It looks like we have the Knight of Cups crossed by the Six of Wands. So we are, when I'm looking at this in general, it looks like we're trying to move away from something emotional. And I'll tell you why in a second, because we got the Knight of Cross crossed by the Six of Wands, but it also looks like in the future, we're going to be regaining control of this situation. So we had to move away from something that was very emotionally painful. And in the past, we had some small victories some victories that led us here, but we also had a lot of grief. So I'm feeling like we had to move away from the grief or the things that caused us pain in order to get where we are right now. Now, in the future, there's going to be a lot of strength that's going to be gained from this. So we're definitely doing the right thing by moving away from the things that no longer serve us in the grief. Currently, we're actually in a good place because we're in a place of stability. And even though it feels like right now you have a choice to make, and internally you have a lot coming at you mentally, I feel like, though, once you make this decision, you'll be able to move beyond what you're carrying a little bit more. And once you make the choice, I keep hearing that you want to pick the devil you know and not the devil you don't know for some reason. But I feel like if you conquer it, you'll crush it. I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me, but I feel like that will make sense to you. If you conquer it, you'll crush it. And I got the Three of Wands. So if you conquer this opportunity that you have, you'll crush it. Because I feel like you have an opportunity, which is your decision. And if you decide to conquer it, then you're going to crush it. Take with that from you what you may.
Conquer and crush.
Yep.
I like
Double
that.
C.
Conquer it and crush it.
We've established 2 catchphrases.
Yep.
Own your own business.
Yep.
And conquer and crush. And we discovered maple flavored fluff tonight, all in an hour and a half.
I'm
I
telling
didn't
you.
even get to tell you the story about how I met death. And I'd been saving that for the show.
All right, hang on 1 second. Hold that thought.
You want to do the final reading and then you can tell us about how you met death?
Yes.
All right, let me show you. The last one is Z Sun Dragon, and that's Kevin.
Okay, Kevin. That's way too many flyers for me to pick up. It's 1 or 2 I can go with it, but that's way too many.
I was hoping all the running around he was doing today would have worn him out, but apparently it has not.
He's overtired.
That plan backfired. How many do we have left after this?
That's it. This is the last one.
Kevin.
Awesome. Last one.
It's a final reading. I think we're all going a little loopy here.
All righty. So currently we're crossed by planting the seeds and watching them grow, and sitting in that King of Pentacles energy where we just know our shit. We are kind, we are giving, we are gentle, we are just an all-around awesome, generous person. In the past, we have recently kind of closed a cycle where people weren't so generous to us. And that kind of led us where there wasn't so much stability in our past. And that kind of led us to be where we are now, to like be the opposite of that. And we also had a lot of like just being battle worn and like not knowing when the next battle was going to come, like a lot of just being tired and not knowing, like anxiety and restless nights. The goal, I missed the goal, card 3. The goal is the Chariot. The goal is to control your own fate, to have fate in your hands. And I feel like you're going to have that. The past is people not being as generous to you and not having that stability and just being really battle worn, having a lot of anxiety and just always on edge. The future, you have changes coming. The signs are going to be there. If you ignore the signs, you will get the Tower. Things are going good right now. Things are going to get better. But if you ignore the signs, you're going to get the Tower. So you have to let these things change. Now, currently, it looks like you're experiencing some heartache, that you're going through a really rough situation. So you kind of have to let that situation play out. And you kind of, the way things are going is it looks like you're moving away from the things that no longer serve you. You have to do that. Mentally and emotionally, you're carrying burdens that aren't yours to carry. So you need to put them down. They're not yours to carry. And on a mental load side, it's not fair for you to be carrying such a mental load. So just put that down. If it's not yours, don't carry it. And that also goes for taking on other people's emotions. If you're an empath, which I think you are, then it is not fair for you to be carrying around other people's bullshit. Put it down. Let them carry it. And the outcome will be you'll be able to fill your cup with all kinds of sweetness, kindness, nostalgia, and just loveliness. This card kind of annoys me sometimes, but in this case, because it's nostalgia, but in this case, it's sweetness, it's a kindness, it's childlike, and you'll be able to feel that childlike joy again.
Is that Elmo?
What's that?
Is that Elmo on the card, or who's?
No, it's one child handing another child a cheesesteak.
Oh, okay. I saw the red. I thought that was Elmo there. I took out your zone there. Sorry about that.
No, I wish it was Elmo, but Elmo has nothing to do with Philly.
Yeah, I guess I thought I was thinking Sesame Street was in Philadelphia. But I guess it's in New York, I guess.
If Sesame Street was in Philadelphia, there'd be a crackhead for Elmo.
That might be Oscar. Who was at the debate? Was Oscar a crackhead?
I'm glad that resonates for you.
Yeah, I think all of your readings have been pretty spot on.
There was a lot of, it was interesting because I always do this when I do readings and I'm listening to yours, and there was definitely some similar themes that kept coming up, like stability and towers and change and how we control the ability to determine how big that tower moment is.
Yeah, and it's like I always feel like people are so afraid of the tower, but the tower is not scary. And I always tell people the tower and death aren't scary. If you ignore the signs that came up around you, then you will if you ignore the signs, then you're going to get death. And then if you ignore death, then you're going to get the tower.
Yep.
So just don't ignore the signs. And it's okay to be scared. The universe is going to help you out.
The way you want your life to be, you've got to make the decisions to make it the way you want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you want a clean house, you got to clean your house. You know, it all comes down to
Reminded me,
decisions.
Brian.
But it's true. And it's like, if you want emotional stability, you have to put in the work. If you want healing, you have to put in the shadow work.
That's a scary thought.
Yeah.
You know,
A lot of people are afraid to do it.
can we have you back
Sure.
this summer?
Yeah.
How about August 19th?
I can put that in my calendar because that's far away, so I won't remember.
Yeah.
Put it on the
I'm
book.
filling up. We'll be on through Christmas by the time March gets here.
But you know, it'll be here before we blink.
It really, yeah.
When I think of the fact that it's February, I'm just like, huh? Weren't we
We're
just
almost
having
through
Christmas?
February too. You know, we're chugging on through.
So do you want to hear about how I met death?
Oh yes, that'll be the a great
That'll
way to
be
end the
the
show.
grand finale.
Okay.
Yes, for those who stuck
So-
around.
This is the creepiest thing, and it's probably one of the creepiest things that's happened to me in years. So this was like in the last 2 months, and I think I mentioned this to you in a conversation on one of my statuses, Ryan, and you told me to save it for the show.
Mhm.
So I am. So
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
I was driving home from my mom's house, and I see a black figure on the road, and I get a creepy feeling, and I'm like, oh, that's weird. Okay. And I keep driving. And the whole time I'm driving, I have this really creepy feeling, but I'm just let it go because I'm used to spirits like hitchhiking in my car. But I keep looking and there's nothing in my car, and I keep feeling around and there's nothing in my car. There's just this really creepy feeling. So I'm like, okay, this is weird. And I keep driving, and I eventually get to this one road on my house. It's called Park Avenue by my house. And I pass, and I thought it was a trick of my eyes, but I saw a hooded figure. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, holy shit, that was a hooded figure. Well, all of a sudden, the atmosphere, I mean, my car got colder. When I tell you I got goosebumps, and it got straight up freaking creepy in my car. And I have to slow down and go to a red light. As I'm slowing down to go to a red light, my eyes look in the rear view mirror. I shit you not, there was a freaking shrouded figure in the back of my car.
Like look in the rear. Oh
my Lord!
Didn't I say that to you the other day, Rhonda? When you were talking about going by Bell Grove, don't look in your rear view mirror, might see someone.
I turn around and I look back, and I shit you not, there's this shrouded figure in the back of my car. And I was like, holy shit, death is in the back of my car. So then I start praying to my deities, and I start begging. I'm like, please, no, like, I don't want to get in a car accident. Like, I'm not ready to die. I've got people who are like, who like love me. Like, I can't go. I'm not ready. And I'm like, literally like tears, like, oh my God, I'm going to die. And all of a sudden, an ambulance goes right by. Death's gone.
Death was hitching a ride.
Yeah. And
Wow.
That's wild.
was shook. Driving my car, I was shaking. I was like this. And I was like texting a few people who like when I got home that would like believe me.
Mm-hmm.
And then my mom said, where on my block did you see the hooded figure? Because an ambulance just took a little boy out of the house.
What, did the little boy die?
The little boy survived.
Oh,
good.
well, that's
But
good.
like, what were the chances that there was an ambulance on my mom's block and an ambulance and death just hopped out of my car? I was shitting myself. I was shook for like 3 days.
I bet you were.
I have a story that kind of goes along with that. It was back in 2003. It was Christmas time. I was driving back home from my ex-wife's parents' house before we got married.
Mhm.
There were Christmas decorations in every yard, and I was at a stoplight or a stop sign, and I was looking at the decorations, and in the decorations, middle of the decorations, there was a Grim Reaper in the middle of the decorations, and I'm like, that's weird. I thought maybe it was a Halloween decoration, but it looked. I mean, I was sitting in my car. I didn't really get close up, look to it, see if it was real or not. I get home, go to bed, don't think about it. The next day, my grandfather passed away.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, and that stuck with me. Maybe the one that's be with you. But yeah, that kind of stuck with me there. But yeah, seeing a Grim Reaper in the backseat of my car I would probably have a mess to clean up.
Yeah,
I
literally.
was shook.
After that.
I was shook. I
Yeah.
drove home. I was like almost like the tears wanted to come out and they were coming out slowly, but I wanted to sob and I was so shook that they wouldn't come out. And like I told my husband what happened, and he's like, "Dude," and I'm like, "Dude."
Sometimes all you can say is "dude." That's
Yeah.
the word that encompasses it all.
And like
Dude.
I like call my mom, and then I like text some of my friends, and everybody was just like, "Oh my God," and I'm like, "Oh my God, is right." Like, what I can't fathom that just happened. Like, that was so crazy.
Wow. Hopefully he doesn't think of you as like an Uber or something.
I'm a death Uber.
I'm
Death
like,
Uber.
well, I mean, apparently I survived with death in my car, so like I
Yeah.
guess I'm a good driver.
So are you constantly looking back? Like, please don't be back there. Please don't be back there.
I drive this road like several times a week. So now I'm like always paranoid every
Locking
time.
the doors and stuff so you can't get in.
That doesn't
Lock the
matter.
windows.
The doors were locked when I drive.
Yeah.
So now I'm always just like just looking like, please don't get in my car. Please, it's not an open invitation. And like I already get in my car and I'm like, when I feel spirit in there, I'm like, you're not welcome in here, right? Like,
Yes. Don't haunt my car, please.
yeah, like this is not
Where do you need me to drop you off?
Yeah.
just because I'm a lighthouse in a dark ocean doesn't mean that this is an invitation to get in my car.
Not a ghost taxi.
Right.
All right. Well, this kid
Someone
is
needs to
tired.
go to bed.
He's ready for bed. He's been asking me to come to bed for a while now. So
Okay.
we're going to end this right now.
Okay.
Dana, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate you. We'll be back on August 19th, and maybe we'll bring it back on for a reaction video.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
We always enjoy those videos.
Yeah.
I don't know who we're having next week on the show because I sent her a message. She's not responding. So we may have to do a little bit of a, we'll figure something out.
Cheruski.
And if you're super sad that the show's ending, which I don't blame you because, this is an awesome show. We have some good news for you because we are going to be back here Thursday night talking about 1970s classic rock on the Freaking Awesome playlist. Rhonda, Howie, and myself are going to be here talking about 1970s music. Going to be so much fun. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Dana, thank you so much for coming on. And we will see you on Thursday night on the Freaking Awesome playlist. Bye, guys.
Bye. Good night.
Good night.